It is Thursday, July 21st, 2022. It is 10:42 p.m. And it's in the box. It's in the box. What's in the box? I have no idea. But it's in the box. Now imagine someone else is standing in front of you and saying, "It's not in the box. It's supposed to be in the box, but every time I check the box, it's not in there." And then the person tells you, "But that's where it's supposed to go. It's in the box. That's where it always goes. In the box." And you're like, "Okay, but it's not in the box. I followed the directions. It's not in there." And they're like, "Well, it's in the box." Most people would be frustrated, wouldn't they? I realized something today. I'm not really going to give you the full backstory because it's just pointless, but I mean, I guess you could know. There's a video game called Lord of the Rings Online. This is not the first video game, nor is it the last. And there are issues in these games, and there are people in these games, and most of them are Arconic, and others work for Archons, and others have no idea what the fuck they're doing in any game. Hell, in any part of society. In this specific place, there's a feature where there's like these things called houses, right? So if you buy a house, the decorations, your furniture goes in the house. You sell the house, your decorations and furniture go into something called an escrow chest. So when the things go in the escrow chest and you go into your next house to go look at them, your stuff is supposed to be in there. Well, mine weren't in there. Very similar to when I moved out of the other house, God was supposed to open a new door. No new door was open. But it's supposed to be. It's in the box. So these people that I've been having a real life, genuine problem with, like a technical issue since April, keep telling me it's in the box. The thing that glitched out and disappeared is in the box. I've been looking over and over in the box, and it's not there. I've spoken to at least 7 different people from this gaming company, which, as you know, also has people who harass me and stalk me in there, just like they do in every other game, and in every social media platform, and in everything to do with a computer. It's Arconic. There are Arconic influences and gang stalkers in these places. If you haven't noticed them, you're still blind to who they are. If you think MMORPGs are just games, you're really blind to what's going on. And that's not your fault. The point of all this is, I realized something. These people, now not everybody, but the majority of people who work with the Arconic influences, who are influenced archontically and who do the blacklisting and gang stalking and, the shit that's just the villain on a TV show kind of thing, but they're not big enough to be the villain, so they're the minions to the villain. Those guys. They're everywhere, right? They're our opposition. They're the contrast. They're the catalyst. I realized something today about these people. They're very unintelligent. They're like children. Their mind works like a checklist. It's in the box. They can't comprehend that there is a problem, that something they created has a problem, that the problem that's been created is due to their problem, their fault, their inadequacy. So they are attempting to bring about the inadequacy of everybody so that they can feel more adequate. Think about it like children. You ask a child, honey, where's the crayons? They're supposed to be in the crayon box. Your little lunch box I got you with the crayons. Did you put them in there? No, mommy. I was drawing with them. Okay, well, when you were done drawing with them, did you put them in there? Because the doggy looks like they ate a bunch of crayons. Do you know where they are? No, I put them in the box. Okay, did you put them in the box after you were done drawing with them, or did you come back afterwards and then pick them up and put them in the box? Because some of them are missing, and I just want to find them. No, I put them in the box. Okay. But they're obviously not in the box. The kid obviously doesn't know what they're talking about because something happened in between the kid putting them in the box and me looking in the box. But the person, the kid, the Archon, doesn't comprehend that there's a linear sequence of events that occurs within the time stream of the third dimensional reality. Because they're busy in the fifth and sixth dimension trying to see what the fuck it is that's going on here. And in that level, their intelligence to this realm looks like the intelligence of a child. Where is the stuff? It's in the box. There's nothing in the box. Well, we put it in the box. Okay, well, that's not in the box. Well, did you check? Yes. Did you double check? Yes. It's been 5 months. I've checked a lot. Okay, well, it's supposed to go in the box. This is literally the conversation I have had with people called customer service representatives since almost 5 months now. And every time the conversation ends with me saying they're not in the box. Can I get a refund? And mind you, they have an inventory list, they have a checklist, they have a database, they know exactly what's missing, they know exactly what's not, and they know exactly what time frame, down to the second due to the timestamps within their coding that says when something was purchased, lost, placed, removed, deleted, so on and so forth. There are records. But it's in the box. So part of me can assume and think they're picking on me. The other part of me can assume and think, technical error, it's gone, leave it be. The other part of me can really try to figure this out, right? And say, what the fuck is going on? Well, no matter how much I try to figure this out, the answer always comes out to the same. The third dimension gets removed from my processing ability, and I look at it interdimensionally. What exactly is going on? There is an unintelligent being telling an intelligent being something is somewhere, and the intelligent being is telling the unintelligent being something isn't somewhere. And these two beings are communicating back and forth pointlessly because there's no middle ground. It's as if I'm speaking a different language and someone is hearing a different language, and in between, something is completely lost in translation. But it's not a translation of language or intent or meaning, it is a language of decency. Something was lost, it is not returned, the evidence has been there. Now you can apply this to any part in your life. People are missing, people aren't finding them. Objects go missing, saints and sinners don't really do much. You call for help from archons and angels and gods and goddesses and whatever else you people pray to. Nothing happens, it's the same fucking day. You go to work, you come back, you put it in the box, it's not in the box. You're back to doing it again the next day. It's in the box, but it's not in the box. I looked in the box. I've written a book, I've done a YouTube channel, I've lived a life, I've gone to get medical treatments, I have done the inner work, I have trusted the process, I have had faith in God, I have looked in the box. There's nothing in the box other than me looking in the box. So when they're telling you it's in the box, The meaning has multiple meanings, one of which is, we put it there, we don't care where it is anymore, deal with it. The other one is, you're in the box, stop trying to figure out what's in the box and get out of the box. The other answer is, we don't like you, we're doing this on purpose, and we're doing this so that you know we don't like you, and then we're going to use our three-dimensional rules to deflect it against you so that you seem crazy when you talk about this. And the next one is, none of these are games. We're scanning your mental intelligence to see exactly how you are psychiatrically, psychologically, and mentally. We're using these pixelated video games as a device to measure your level of intelligence. So on and so forth. But people think it's a real world. It's a real society. Jobs and stresses are tests from God and responsibilities. Trials and tribulations are tests from God. Well, let me tell you, God doesn't get that involved. God made itself into all of us, and then it's experiencing it all through all of us. It beats the shit out of itself with one hand, and then it spoils itself with the other. God isn't very sane, is it? How can the same force in creation create evil and good and play both parts in the same body while it abuses itself in the same body with other bodies of its own body? Think about it. Targeted individuals, people, oracles, prophets, seers, messengers. Why would God create abuse towards itself? In the grand scheme of things, even the devil is God. And in the grander scheme of things, you can even look at it as if there is no God. It is just a malleable, unfathomable source of creation, an energy system. And it has no human emotions, it has no intellect, it has no compassion, it has no mercy, it has no nothing. It is complete data. Wouldn't that make more sense when you look at the world and say, why does God allow all this to happen? And people gaslight themselves and say it's for the greater good. It's God's mysterious ways. Well, let me tell you, I've sat here and prayed to God 24/7 in meditation, in suffering, in silence, in praise, in glory. God has remained silent, invisible, and I have gaslit myself to make up excuses and reasons why God exists. And then there are minor situations where show me God doesn't exist. If anything, I'm God. If anything, you're God. And God created this entire fucking universe, existence, creation, whatever it is, and we're just creating with it. And there's nobody that cares what's right or wrong at all. There's no sense of justice. There's nothing. It's just imaginary beings we've made up ourselves to be like, oh, there is the goddess of justice. Oh, there is the goddess of wisdom. Oh, there is the god of deceit. But in reality, they're all just different aspects of ourselves. And the horrible things we do in life that we don't acknowledge to each other and to ourselves. And then we follow rules set by people who pretend to be better than us, when simply they just have their solar plexus chakra more active, so they seem more confident, so people follow them. Or they're puppets or replicas or artificial intelligence or different forms of extra or interdimensional entities who take shapes and forms and they pretend to be like you. And then they disappear after they get what they want. So it's in the box, right? And I can sit here and show you the evidence 1,000 different ways, but by the time the video is uploaded, you know the archons influence the videos in different ways. 4 years on YouTube and you're telling me I haven't been censored or blacklisted. 5 years of trying to find a job and you're telling me I'm that incompetent. 4 years of applying to different buildings to live in and you're telling me I'm that unwanted or poor. All the videos I make, all the card readings I've done, all the jobs I've done around the house, around the neighborhood, around everywhere, the world. And you're telling me I don't get a paycheck? And I'm supposed to say God is doing all of this? And God loves me. And God supports me. And this and that. And I'm supposed to be grateful for breadcrumbs and being shit on. And I'm supposed to say it's fine, it's God's shit. It's teaching me how to smell better. I can keep going on and on and on and on and on with this. Because it's a duality, isn't it? God slaps us with one hand and then pets us with the other. But what if there isn't a God the way we think it is? What if the God we think there is actually just an infinite source? And there are people who have evolved throughout history, throughout time and space, to manipulate that force of creation, the force of nature. And they made up images, gods, deities, faces, archons, hierarchies. But in reality, there's only this reality. And we're being abused out of it by people who have little intelligence, but lots of ability to do things. And why? Because of confidence, teamwork, camaraderie. Misery loves company. So, where is what you're looking for? It's in the box, right? Well, so are you. Find your way out.